Hi there, I am Dr. LaQuita J. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about all things in between being and becoming a pharmacist. How you doing? You all right? In this video, we are continuing our series on mindset and content confidence building. If you do not know, if you have not registered or signed up, sign up for our PharmD Moving Forward newsletter that drops every single Tuesday, as well as our Success Sundays on Sunday. Welcome and please join us. We always welcome new subscribers. We talk about things in between things because sometimes you want to talk more, want to do more, and I need something. So Tuesdays I touch phone. We come in and talk about different things, stuff going on, even diving more into like things we mentioned in the video, YouTube videos, upcoming things we have been going on, events that we have not reached out to the public. You get the inside insights and all that. Our exclusive group of Formula RPH and different things we have going on. So make sure you join. The link is provided below, and it's the link will be provided below because I want to make sure that I do not mess up the link. Okay, but if you go to laquitajohnson.com/connect, you can join right there. Simply put, but another bit.ly link will be put down there. But anywho, we are continuing this series, and this series was recommended by we asked our newsletter what things they want to talk about, what they want to talk about, and they said mindset. And here at Formula RPH, one of the things we do is we help pharmacists pass Naplex in 6 months or less by shifting their mindset, strategizing their plan, and study effectively for the Naplex exam. And we're going to continue shifting your mindset, and we're going to continue this. If you have not watched part one, go back and watch part one, okay? Because part one is all about the feedback of failure. Failure is your feedback. And in this video, I want to talk about the lies we tell ourselves. The truly lies we tell ourselves. Let me open up with me. Okay. After the mindset and math boot camp, right? At Formula RPH, we have our flagship program, which is Naplex Play. This program is designed for pharmacists who are committed, who want a hybrid, who are saying that, hey, I know I need help, I need coaching, and they had a move with sense of urgency saying, I want to be licensed less than 3 months, ideally from anywhere from 6 to 9 weeks. I just say sometimes like I need a little extra 3 more weeks with base, anywhere from there to be licensed. And this program is structured with to give them to provide you with mindset, not only with mindset techniques, but a active way of strategy. So you knowing you have access to our Naplex playbook, which is a day 40-day study guide, built-in study guide, as well as coaching. And this flagship program, each time we always offer a mindset training at the beginning of each cohort because we want to make sure that you are ready to succeed and you're ready to go. And after this recent one, the February cohort, I had this bulge of energy like I just could not cut myself off. I could not stop. It was like, oh my God, I'm thinking so much. It's like I gotta go, I gotta work, right? And in that, I started working because I have those moments. You have those moments where you want to work, but you don't feel like working. I was like, when LaQuita want to work, girl, we finna work. So LaQuita wanted to work yesterday. Well, that day, not yesterday, that day. And we worked. And oh my gosh, I was working and I went on a rabbit hole. I was working because I'm preparing for the event that we'll be announcing. Well, by this time, this video, you should already know about it. But we're announcing we're having a clinical case deep dive, Naplex clinical case deep dive, March 29th. And I went to somehow, I don't know. I was thinking about payment options were different levels to the entry point of the deep dive. And I was trying to look and see, because I was like, I remember I attended one, and like, what was the pay, like entry level pay versus like you do VIP. And I wanted to do something on that line. Went through there, went searching on Google. Long story short, I found myself, because as a CEO, we want to improve, we want to do different things, and we want to have a learning a learning management system capable for our clients, and we want to change one. I feel that in the next year or two, it's time for us to change our learning management system. And I went down this rabbit hole, and I found myself comparing myself. And that comparison threw me into a cycle of the not enough, the enoughs. Not feeling not it's not good enough. It's not we're not we're not doing enough. It's all the enoughs. I went into this cycle, right? And by going to this cycle, it did a number on me. And that voice was the voice of imposter syndrome, where you just feel like you're not enough for you. You're deep into your Naplex studying. You're in your study grind. You're flipping through the notes. You're answering the practice questions. You're reviewing your calculations. But something in the back of your mind keeps whispering, what if I'm not smart enough? What if I was just lucky in pharmacy school? What if I pass, but I don't actually know enough to be a real pharmacist? See that little voice? That's imposter syndrome. It makes you feel like you're not good enough, even when you already proven that you are. Even when you already proven that you are. But the truth is, feeling like an imposter doesn't mean you're one. It means you're growing. It means you're growing. And in this video, we're going to break down what imposter syndrome is, how it shows up in your Naplex journey, and action step you can take today to shut down that voice, for good. When you feel like, and again, I will say this, when you're feeling like an imposter, it means that you really are stepping into growth. Imposter syndrome happens when you doubt your own achievements. Here I am. Here I am, then help multiple people. People on their last attempt pass the exam. People on their third attempt pass the exam. Here I am having pharmacy schools interested in my program to be implemented in their pharmacy school. Here I am getting positive feedback, hosting events again, like, oh my gosh, Dr. LaQuita, you freed me. But instead of all of that, I'm doubting my achievements. Here I am. Like you see, here I am. I'm on a mission. to help 500 pharmacists this year. And here I am, doubting my achievements. You passed the you conquered pharmacy school. So the information is not new to you. You went to pharmacy school. But here you are doubting yourself, and you are saying to yourself, you got to reteach yourself because you don't know enough information. Here you are, been on a whole year on rotations, getting real life experience. But here you are doubting, can you pass a test? Are you good enough? Even when there is evidence that you are capable. Imposter syndrome convinces you that you are a fraud, that your success was luck, and that eventually people will find out you don't belong. But here's the thing. The more you challenge yourself, the more imposter syndrome will show up. Hence, we want a new learning management system. Imposter syndrome showed up. We want to help 500 people. Imposter syndrome showed up. You want to be a registered pharmacist by the end of 2025. Imposter syndrome is showing up. That's because you're stepping into new territory. Whether it's studying for the Naplex, applying for a job, or just even retaking the exam out the failed attempt. All these things are triggering self-doubt because you are stepping into new territory. You're going to something new. And the key isn't to eliminate the imposter syndrome. It is to recognize it for what it is. It's truly a sign that you're in the middle of growth. You're in the middle of growth. Let me introduce you to Jasmine. Dr. Jasmine. She came to us and she struggled with imposter syndrome. She struggled with it. She struggled. She struggled because she was also another high-performing pharmacy student. She graduated pharmacy school with honors. She crushed every single rotation, even the hardest ones, that they respect her and said they told the school to send more people like her back to their location. Her clinical skills were far-fetched. She was the number one person in her class, in the classroom, to turn like any tough question to ease. If you look at her resume, if you talk to her, she was more than prepared for the Naplex. But yet, when she sat for her first attempt, she failed. That's when imposter syndrome took over with her. Instead of seeing it as a tough but normal part of her journey, she convinced herself that she had somehow tricked everyone into thinking she was smart. She convinced herself. She thought, maybe I was just good at school. And if it's you, say it's you. Put it in the comments, say, this is me. She said, maybe I was just good at pharmacy school, but I'm not actually good at being in practicing as a pharmacist. Maybe I don't even deserve this profession. She started to say, maybe I should have went with my plan B when I said if I didn't get into pharmacy school. She became very low. Very low. Lack of motivation to even start studying. She opened the notes, and that little voice says, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. When Dr. Jasmine came to me, that's one of the key things we did. She was a candidate. She was the thing was with Dr. Jasmine, the Naplex Play program. It was good. It was an ideal for her, for someone who just only failed once, took the exam, just graduated. She was an ideal candidate for that. But her mindset said no. She needs Think Like a Pharmacist program. Because Think Like a Pharmacist program it's so much self development that has to occur before we start studying for the Naplex exam. So we begin the Think Like a Pharmacist program for her. And we get through the mindset trainings, the Naplex prep. And one day, it clicked. She said, Dr. LaQuita, something has changed. Something has changed. I sat down and I started my review like you taught me. And I was just so proud, knew every single thing. I was so proud. And she said, you know, one thing that really helped me? Because I finally believe why you told me to write my declaration to myself. Why I need to write that letter to myself. Because it really reminded me with all the things I have overcome. I passed the Naplex and I graduated from pharmacy school in 4 years. I was a stellar, outstanding student on my rotations. I helped other people learn difficult topics. Everybody I encountered, they believed in me. Everything, the evidence was just clear. Her success in pharmacy school wasn't about luck. It was a result of her hard work. And she realized that shift. And when she realized that shift, she made a shift. That every time that little voice that told her she was not good enough, she countered it with evidence that she was. When she sat to retake the Naplex exam, she still felt nervousness. Don't get me wrong. But she didn't let those thoughts control her. And she passed. She passed. And I want to give you what I give every client that comes through our programs that form the RPH. We have even began to, this was an actual free product. And we may make it free again. But I want to give you a exercise. I want to give you an exercise. Now it won't be as thorough as what I teach my clients, but I want you to start today, especially with that little voice that's saying I'm not good enough. I want you to take 5 minutes today. Just take 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes today. And I want you to write down at least 3 moments that prove that you are capable and prepared for this PharmD to RPH journey. Write down 3 things that you are prepared for this PharmD to RPH journey. You are a PharmD. It's time to get you to RPH. And that's through the Naplex. So take 5 minutes today. Tonight, whenever you read this video, take 5 minutes to write down at least 3 moments that prove you are capable and prepared for this journey. You can simply write, I graduated from pharmacy school, which means I already know the knowledge. You already know you already know the knowledge. You really do. But you got to remember that you got you got to tell yourself that you know the knowledge. I passed my practice quizzes before, which means I can improve and learn. I can teach someone else this disease state, which means I understand the material enough to explain it to others. See, when that imposter syndrome creeps in, you got to read this list. And you have to remind yourself you didn't get here by chance. You didn't get here by accident. You got here because you earned it. You worked hard to get into pharmacy school. You worked hard to stay in pharmacy school. You worked hard to graduate from pharmacy school. You worked hard in those rotations. But you got to remind yourself of what you've done. Because that imposter syndrome, it doesn't go away. It does not go away. The imposter syndrome doesn't go away when you pass the Naplex exam. It shows up in your career, in your first job, when you make your first mistake, even in your leadership roles down the line. But now you have to know the truth. Feeling like an imposter doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're growing. You already proven you belong here. The voice of doubt is just a noise. The facts tells the real story. If this video resonated with you, drop a comment below. Share one proof point that reminds you of your worth, that reminds you of who you are. Let this shift your mindset. Okay? Until next time, remember that pharmacy is only if you are. Now go be great, and I'll see you next week.